Jeff Wittek and Casey Neistat finally sat down to clear the air on Jeff FM. Jeff had a lot of questions for Casey after a recent interview he was in. There, he stated that he hasn't released the documentary yet because he might be feeling protective of David. The main two questions were these. Number one, why hasn't Casey released the documentary yet? He said he couldn't find distributors to buy it and YouTube didn't seem like the right platform for it. He felt like uploading it to YouTube would just turn it into another gossipy drama video, and he clearly thinks very highly of his documentary.
I think when people consume on YouTube, it's done with a certain purview that would have negatively impacted how people view this movie. They would have seen it as gossip. They would have seen it as another sort of YouTube-y, gossipy thing instead of what it was, which I think that movie captures a really important moment in YouTube history.
Many people seem to believe Casey's ego got bruised when the documentary he spent 3 years on was rejected by every distributor.
I hear you, Jeff. The point is, I spent 3 years of my life on this, untold amounts of money on this. When I finished it, I was happy that it was done, and I was happy with where it was, and I shared it with the world. And it was very disappointing to not get distribution. It was really disappointing.
And number two, why is he protecting David? Casey denied ever saying that, but Jeff had a clip that proved otherwise.
You know, and you not releasing the doc for the sole purpose that you feel the need to protect.
Yeah, I never said that, Jeff. That's a total mischaracterization. And I still don't know why I don't put it out there. I think it's because maybe some part of me, as much as I'm ashamed to admit it, is because I still very deeply love and care for David, and maybe it's about protecting him from himself.
You said that in the...
That's part of it.
Casey conceded to a certain extent and said the trajectory of the documentary, which at first was supposed to be about David's success, turned into something dark and unexpected. He suddenly had to deal with interviewing an SA victim and watching David's character shift into a different person. He's still trying to reconcile what happened during the filming, and that may have led him to protect David in the process.
So part of the reason why have you been sitting on it for 3 years? Well, one, I'm fucking exhausted of it. It's not the movie I wanted to make.
Yeah.
When I think about that movie, it forces me to confront all of the bullshit that I just expressed. And then that evokes a sense of doubt in me. Maybe there is some part that's like, I don't want to have to confront this story. Maybe there's some part of me that feels guilty, because the reason why I had that access is because I was their friends. I was David's friend.
Yeah.
And he gave me all this access.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I used it to make a movie that told the truth that he didn't want out there. There is certainly a level of doubt in me that's like, maybe I am. Maybe that I am protecting him, and that's f***ed up. I shouldn't be like that.
Throughout the conversation, Casey kept stressing how important journalistic integrity is to him, and how the incidents in the vlog squad, as well as David's lack of empathy for anyone who got hurt, forced him to tell an honest story, even if it wasn't the one he initially had in mind. But at the same time, many people noted that the way he talked about David afterwards was strange. He kept emphasizing how much he loves David and how great David is. It's clear there's a lot of nuance to Casey's emotions regarding the time he spent with David. However, Jeff and Casey noticeably warmed up to each other, and it's safe to say that the podcast episode was good for both their mental states. Also, legendary drama channel Sesh has a very interesting theory as to why David Dobrik has returned to YouTube just as a clip of the Casey Neistat documentary has been leaked. He did a body transformation with Zila Fitness, which always comes with a documentary.
Okay, maybe one of the reasons why David wanted to do this was because if you type in David Dobrik documentary, this will come up, because there's so much conversation surrounding the documentary that Casey did on David Dobrik, and a lot of people wanting him to release it and see it.
Darien and Joanna, a couple who creates travel content on YouTube, have recently shared an incident that has infuriated many. The two showed a clip from their latest vlog in Indonesia, where Joanna was grabbed inappropriately by a man.
No, oh my god, young man, kill yourself!
The footage showed several men following the couple and egging each other on to touch Joanna further.
Influential quotes in my life is that there are 3 most important decisions that you have to make. We spend a lot of the time, we have been dating for almost 10 years now. And when it comes to career, almost everybody wants to chase the corporate ladder. Decision, which is where it's almost like a default for most of us, have night streets to walk on. And there's so many stores, from street vendors to restaurants. Nah, just ignore it. I think they just want to be part of.
And I was so wrong. I thought that they were following us because they wanted to be part of the video, they wanted to have fun. But now that I've watched back and analyzed their behavior, it's completely disgusting.
In an update, the couple has shared that the perpetrators have been arrested and detained. Many people have commended the couple for publicly showing the perpetrators, and Indonesian netizens have pointed out that public pressure is often the only way to get Indonesian police involved in sexual harassment cases. Shroud has begun his month-long subathon in which the proceeds will go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. However, the FPS streamer has put a spin on the regular subathon format. Each kill Shroud gets during the stream is worth $1, while the amount of subs and donations can multiply the dollar amount. Hence, he aptly named it the Fragathon, and that's Fragathon with an R. Nothing else. Shroud was inspired to help the community through the loss of his dad to cancer last year, and even though it's just begun, he's amassed over $30,000. FaZe Lacy was recently hacked, and his Twitch account was used to broadcast inappropriate content. This resulted in his account getting suspended. FaZe Jason then claimed to have called Dan Clancy himself, and shortly after that, Lacy was unbanned again.
I just made a boss call to Dan.
Oh, you called Dan Clancy?
The man, bruh.
You got it, the direct line to the CEO?
Yeah, no, I called him. He was like, did someone get suspended? I'm like, how did you know?
Oh, wait, that is crazy.
The ban lasted for a total of 36 minutes. While the FaZe boys celebrated, small streamers have witnessed once again that Twitch is all about knowing the right people. While small streamers have to go through the official steps to get unbanned, big streamers can just call up Dan the Man to be set free. Update: Dan Clancy has released an official statement saying that he himself was not involved in unbanning anyone. It seems Lacy was already in contact with his Twitch representative and was able to get unbanned quickly through them. After the first and long-awaited GTA 6 trailer dropped, people have been fiending for more. Coincidentally, an account on X released a leak of one of the main characters, Lucia, in a strip club. Except that it wasn't real. As it turns out, it was posted by a corn-addicted gooner using AI. Even the community post exposed this goonery. This was a post that many thought showed some potential lore of the character. Somehow, there were also a lot of people being very critical with how she looked. Kinda weird. It absolutely blew up on X, getting over 34 million views, and many of them got fooled. Many X accounts promoting Stake have actually been deleted. Elon Musk said that anyone who buys large follower accounts and pushes paid narratives will be suspended. The owner of one of these now suspended accounts, F-Stake, has begun tweaking. This weirdo was previously exposed for posting both pro and anti-Stake content on 2 separate accounts. Believe it or not, F-Stake then tried to get the guy who exposed them, the worst of Twitter, banned. And for all you soldiers sifting through the wasteland of X, it seems like there may be a solution to all the Stake ads. We haven't verified that it works or that it's safe, but it could be. That's it for this video. Let us know what you think and subscribe if you want to see more.